According to Jewish tradition, the Hebrew letters are the building blocks of the universe. Very similar to how today a scientist, if you would ask, what is the world made of? What is the foundation, the physical foundation of the universe? They would answer atoms, molecules, elements. And in the similar way, when thinking about how Jewish tradition looks at the letters, we look at it the same way, that the physical and spiritual world is nothing more than a combination of letters. So one might think, well, this is like apples and oranges. Science is talking about one thing, and Torah is talking about another thing, but that's not true at all. It's actually talking about the exact same reality, just the symbolic language is different. There's an expression that says God looked into the Torah and he created the world. And in that sense, the Torah is the blueprint of creation. But when it says he looked into the Torah, what exactly did God see, as it were? He saw the letters of the Torah. And so therefore, the letters are considered the makeup, the fabric of all physical and spiritual reality. In the account of the creation of the world, God's name is mentioned 32 times. And in the book called Sefer Yetzirah, considered one of the oldest existing books of Kabbalah, of the Jewish mystical tradition, it begins by saying that God created the world through 32 wondrous pathways of wisdom. And these 32 pathways are connected to the 32 times that God's name are mentioned, but it's also connected to the 22 Hebrew letters and the 10 sfirot. The 10 sfirot are 10 emanations through which an infinite God channels his energy and light to create a finite physical universe. So the combination of the 10 sfirot and the 22 letters, 10 and 22 equals 32, and these are considered the 32 pathways of wisdom, the very building blocks of creation. Every morning in our prayers, we say, Baruch she'amar v'haya olam. Blessed is the one who spoke, and the world came into being. And the question is asked, do we take this literally or figuratively? That God spoke the world into creation. And so therefore, we actually learn, even though there is a poetic, figurative dimension to these beautiful words, that God spoke and the world came into being, but we actually take it literally, that God, through divine speech, which are really the Hebrew letters, spoke the world into creation. Meaning that an entity in the Torah is no more than the letters that make up its word. And this is connected to the account of Adam in the Garden of Eden, where it says that God brought all of the animals before Adam, and whatever he named them, that is what they were. And we learn from this is that Adam, through tremendous perceptiveness, looked at an animal and understood that this animal was a combination of the letters that make up its name. And that's true of every being, every entity in the world. We can understand it according to its Hebrew letters. And so therefore, the Hebrew letters are infinite channels of God's wisdom. And this infinite wisdom is reflected on many, many different levels. And the three most important ones is in the shape, the name and the number of the letter. Unbeknownst to most people, Hebrew is a picture language. It's a pictorial language. That the letters, the pictures, the form of the letters actually have tremendous meaning. And therefore, we learn tremendous depths about words and the concepts that the words symbolize through the actual form of the letters. Each letter also has a name, and that name has a meaning. And we learn further meaning of the letters that form a word through what the actual letters mean as the name of the letters. And finally, there is the numerical value of the letter. Each letter in the Hebrew alphabet has a numerical value. And therefore, there's an entire mathematical code in the Torah. And by comparing words or verses or whole paragraphs that have the same numerical value, it opens up worlds of meaning that we would not be able to see otherwise. So therefore, when we talk about the Hebrew letters as the building blocks of creation, we look at this quite literal, and that's why people learn Torah for their whole lives, and there's no end to it, because the letters are the instruments of creation, and they are the very building blocks of our world.